Good evening, I'm Jackie Spade. A virus outbreak on board a cruise ship at the Queen's Wharf has led to passengers being quarantined on board. The Health Ministry received a report of a norovirus outbreak on the vessel Rhapsody of the Seas. As Dev Narayan reports, while docked in Denarau yesterday, there were 67 passengers infected.
This cruise ship arrived in Suva this morning and immediately informed local authorities of the norovirus outbreak. A statement from the ship says the outbreak has been under intensive infection control and environmental containment measures have been undertaken by the ship's medical team.
This is the first report of a outbreak of such nature on board of a cruise liner, coming into Fiji. And I think in the last decade, it'll be the first report.
Norovirus is mainly caused by eating contaminated food or water or by touching contaminated surfaces. The highly contagious virus causes acute gastroenteritis and can affect anyone from young children to the elderly. It leads to vomiting, stomach pain, nausea, diarrhea, cramps and fever.
It certainly has tested our system, and must say that we've taken the cooperative approach with the medics on board, and basically to say that everything is under control.
Earlier today, the entire vessel was quarantined as 57 passengers were diagnosed with norovirus. Later in the day, the restrictions were eased by local authorities. One of the passengers says he and his family were lucky enough to escape the outbreak.
Not much. We've just noticed that they're serving our food for us and that there's 13 of us on the cruise and no one's been crooked, so we haven't really, we haven't come across it much at all, to be honest.
The cruise ship, which arrived from Vanuatu, leaves for New Caledonia tonight. Authorities there have been informed. Dev Narayan, FBC News.
Residents along Khan's Road in Norovirus have raised their concerns after animal remains were left in a vacant lot without being properly buried. They claim this isn't the first time this has happened, even though they have been lodging the complaints to the authorities. Apisolame Dokar reports.
This pile of soil shows where the animal remains were buried on Saturday. Residents claim it left a stench that's difficult to bear. A day later, the remains became exposed due to what people here claim was poor burial. Kalandar Baksh says they can't even bear to eat with the smell hovering in their home.
Blood and other remains from animals are all over the place. The entrails of the animals are all in a pit over there.
Another resident, Ravi Ram, is worried that his 2 children could fall sick from the decaying remains.
I have 2 grandchildren. One is 5 weeks old and the other is 1 year old. We couldn't sleep on Sunday night because of the smell.
FBC News spoke to the person who owns this lot. She says she allowed another neighbor to cull only 1 animal here over the weekend. While in Norovirus, we bumped into this man, Muhammad Fazim, who says he culled and buried about 30 animals on the lot. Residents maintain there should be some health standards and that authorities should monitor such actions. Apisolame Dokar, FBC News.
Just days after the China Railway 5 debacle, another foreign contractor is under scrutiny by the Water Authority of Fiji. Technofab Engineering has been directed to submit details of FMPF deductions of its local workers by tomorrow or face the consequences. Mikalonga with this exclusive report.
Technofab is on a $16 million contract connecting houses between Domain and Lothala Bay to the main sewer line to the Kinoya treatment plant. Learning from China Railway 5, the authority has wasted no time and is demanding answers from Technofab on FNPF issues concerning local workers.
We're trying to see a potential problem and find an answer before it goes bad. Yep.
So this is the email you got from Mr. Rowley?
Yeah, Mr. Rowley, from yesterday we got this mail and we are working for this and all documents are ready and today afternoon we're going to send to them.
I don't expect them to come back and say half are and half aren't. I expect them to come back and say nearly all are.
Under the contract, the Water Authority has plenty of power to make demands to ensure that overseas contractors are abiding by the laws of Fiji.
And we are always obeying all rules and regulations from Fiji government for Fiji regarding the labor, regarding the wages, FNPF.
Technofab has been given until tomorrow or else.
At the end of the day, we owe them money. So you've always got the pressure of the dollars.
Yeah, definitely this is going to be a very big problem to our company.
The Water Authority is taking no chances and doesn't want to be in the limelight for not taking decisive action.
doing what I'd call a routine check before the media come and ask.
It is hoped that these actions and measures by the Water Authority will be policed by its officials to avoid a repeat of incidences where our workers are deprived of crucial benefits stipulated by law for their well-being and their families. Mikalonga, FBC News.
Scrap metal dealers have had their licenses suspended as the problem of copper and metal theft escalates in Lautoka. The Water Authority of Fiji has estimated close to 7,000 sewage manhole covers have been stolen by scrap metal scavengers. Christopher Chand reports.
This is becoming a common sight. Iron leads for these sewers are stolen in broad daylight. For scrap metal scavengers, it's easy money. For the Water Authority, it's becoming a financial burden.
It's really a big problem, and we must admit, we also must admit, yes, it's really costing us a lot. If, roughly from last year to date, it has cost us more than $78,000 trying to just replace these manhole leads.
Last Friday, the Commissioner Western suspended licenses for scrap metal dealers to try and cut down on the thefts. Turanga says, while this is a good step, more can be done.
Which is very, very good, and we must commend his efforts for that. But still, when you're trying to look at the big picture, Chris, there's still a lot to be done. Because we can still confirm that the manhole leads are still missing as far as the Water Authority of Fiji is concerned.
The Water Authority is now replacing the covers with new fiber lids, but it will take time to replace all the existing manholes. This has created more problems.
So we're urging the community here in Lautoka, if they know of somebody who's doing this, or if they know, if they see anybody doing this, to please report it to the police station, the nearest police station, or to the Water Authority office right around the country. Because this is something that we really want to put a stop.
The Water Authority aren't the only victims. Telecom Fiji and the Fiji Sugar Corporation have also reported similar cases. Authorities in Lautoka are now acting quickly to catch those involved in scrap metal theft. Christopher Chand, FBC News.